Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Chris Chat CFC, where I give all my views on Chelsea news. And what a way to start this channel. It is the day after the night before. It was Chelsea travelling away to Aston Villa in an evening kickoff, it was a big game. It was a big game for both teams. We're both chasing top five, and we had to come away there really with a win. We had to. Um, it wasn't going to be easy. I think Aston Villa, they've not been on a very good run of form, but neither have Chelsea. And we are charity FC. So, we like to give away a lot and help other teams out. And I thought last night we was going to do that. And I'm glad to say that I was wrong. But yeah, we got the job done. And let's go through the lineup that was selected. So we had Philip Jorgensen in goal. And then occupying the right back space, we had Malo Gusto. And on the left side, we have Jarell Hato. And then we had Wesley Fofana and Trevor Chalobah in the middle. Just in front of those, we had Moises Caicedo and Reece James, which I was a little bit surprised about. But knowing what he can do in big games in the centre of the pitch, I think that was a good call, especially them playing a high line as well, and how Reece can just throw them balls over the top, and our quick paced attack can get in. I think that was probably the right call, and obviously last night showed it was the right call. And then we had Enzo Fernandez occupying the 10 space, and then we had Cole Palmer out on the right, and Alejandro Garnacho on the left. We haven't seen that guy in a little while, so I was surprised to see him in the starting lineup. And of course, we had our number 20, João Pedro. What can I say about this guy? You always think, game after game, can he carry on his levels? And last night, he just, took the game by the scruff of the neck. Needed it. So we start the game. We have a bit of momentum. We always start games just thrashing forward and just being really excitable and putting teams on the back foot. But then we do leave a weakness, and that is a counter attack. Now our defense has been very inconsistent this season. I think the starting lineup, you see a lot of difference in the defence, a lot of different changes, and I don't think that helps at all. Especially with young players, they want to feel more settled. If we had a Thiago Silva there, maybe we could change a little bit around him, or someone like Thiago Silva, so he can carry on, directing players and keeping everyone in check. But we don't really have that at the back at all. I think Reece James, when he's in the back, I think it's harder from being on the side of the pitch, a right back, because you want to be in the centre, you want to be able to see everything from the centre and be able to organise to your right, organise to your left. So I think it's quite difficult for him to be able to do that. I think that's why it's very important in the summer window that we go and get that type of defender. We've done it before, we've seen with Thiago Silva, back end of his career, and he's come in, and he was one of our standout players. He was here with us for 4 seasons, and we said our goodbyes to him like he was a legend that had been here for 20 years, like a John Terry. And I think that we definitely need that back at Chelsea, no doubt at all. So anyway, back to the game. We had, a couple of minutes in, didn't go very well, did it? Now, Jarell Hato, for me, was a solid performance. I think he's been getting better game by game. The more minutes he's having, the more comfortable he's feeling. And he is very good at going forward and coming back. Now, I think it was Leon Bailey had the ball down the wing, sort of. Hato was holding him up, but I feel like he could have done a little bit more to stop that cross coming in. Now, I don't want to put that all on Hato at all, because it's a whole defence. The ball comes in the box, we should be able to deal with it. But we don't. Ball comes across. I think there's a little flick from who was it that flicked it? there was a flick from someone, and then, oh yeah, I think it was a flick from Ollie Watkins, and then the ball goes in from none other than Doug Luiz, a player that we was targeted with in the summer, which was, well, a dangle of the carrot, I guess. It was one of those that was not really going to happen, I don't think. And also, he chose Aston Villa, and then he comes and scores. So it's 1-0 to Aston Villa, and I think here we go again. I think it's going to be 2, then 3, maybe even 4. But we was able to turn it around. I think we still showed some weaknesses at the back, but we was very, very strong going forward. Alejandro Garnacho, I think, has had his best game for Chelsea. And not that I'm saying that he, provided a lot, but I think with a lot of wingers these days, what they like to do is they like to sort of roll the ball across the feet, go slow, try and lure the defender to make a tackle for them to just bomb, when I think they should just grab the ball and just go. Just go with it and let your defender follow you and either cut back in, cut across, or just go a bit diagonal, try and get a foul, or they're going to let you go and then you're there for an open cross. I think he done that yesterday. I think he didn't only just go down a wing, cut back, either pass back or do a little cross, which we did see one to João Pedro for a header, which was well saved. But he did do that quite a few times yesterday, which I was impressed. And I did notice that a lot of the Chelsea players were passing out to Garnacho for him to be able to do something, which in the past couple of games that he was playing, you saw less of that, because I think the players were not really trusting him. And also you were seeing him trying to do, some silky skill when he was just going pass it to the defender that was on him. So we did have an early warning. Aston Villa had an early warning, and that was when Alejandro Garnacho cuts back, plays a lovely crossover, and João Pedro, he then, I think he catches it with like his sort of side of his face in his shoulder. Didn't really catch it very well, but still, it was going towards the goal, and Emi Martinez saved it. And then what happens after that? We're still playing, we're still attacking, and then we go and get a lovely ball over the top from Enzo Fernandez. Again, Aston Villa play line. Enzo Fernandez plays a nice little diagonal ball over to Malagusto. And I feel like time just really slowed down then. I feel like Malagusto could have gone and put the kettle on and had a cup of tea before he even put that cross in, because it felt like he had a lot of time. Probably in real time he didn't, but what he does is he puts a lovely weighted pass across the box for João Pedro to slide and put Chelsea back in the contention of the game, and that is then 1-1. And then what happens after that is we start to put the pressure on again and again and again, which then we leave ourselves open and vulnerable at the back, and that is exactly what happens. So I think it's Reece James. He has the ball and he very easily loses it, and then Aston Villa just press and go on the attack. The ball goes over to Ollie Watkins, who then puts the ball in the back of the net. And then I think it goes to VAR, and we see that he was literally offside by like this part of his arm, which is crazy. But, I mean, it's for Chelsea, so it's fine. I'll allow it to happen. So that goal gets ruled out for a 2-1. So we're back to 1-1. And then we can just get to half-time 1-1. And then we can go in, just reorganise and then come back out. But no, we have other plans. So a ball comes through, I think from Garnacho again. So Garnacho was involved in quite a lot last night. So the ball was out wide to him. He's cut back a little bit. He's passed a nice little a low ball cross to Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez, I think, has about 3 players on him, and the ball is under his feet, and he just shifts it out of his feet just across diagonally to João Pedro, which I did think, he'd be offside. And what does he go and do? He goes and recreates the World Cup club final against PSG. Does a lovely little dink over Emi Martinez, and he only has a split second to think about that as well. And he just weights it perfectly over Martinez, and also it goes in the side net. It's a lovely directed goal, and that puts Chelsea ahead for 2-1. So we carry on and we get to half time, and then we go in and come back out. And this is where I worry that we take our foot off the gas. But the only good thing with us was that Aston Villa were chasing. They needed to get a goal and they needed to even get a win or something out of the game. So they were still pressing and still playing a very high line. And that is when we decide to exploit that. So what happens for the third goal is we've got a lovely little icon. We've got Cole Palmer, who sort of starts to bring the ball to the edge of the box. And then Reece James makes a lovely run out wide to bring out the left back of Aston Villa to bring him out with him, and Palmer pays a lovely ball just to Reece James on the side. James, he whips it in, and I mean Emi Martinez it was a bit of a flap. Someone I think I heard somewhere someone say that was a good save. It wasn't really. It was just a parry back out. And I don't know whether João Pedro got the assist for that, because he's sort of gone to go like that. And I think he's hit the side of him to then come back out. And Cole Palmer does what he does. And he hits a half volley and it just goes through a load of people and then goes into the back of the net. Now, Cole Palmer this season has been, I mean, what can we say? He has been miles off of what we've seen. I mean, we're aiming our levels off of the season where we was under Pochettino. I mean, Palmer was just young, enthusiastic, wanted to get into the first team, wanted to make a name for himself and just hit the ground running. This season, he has been hit with injuries, and also I think he's probably playing about 60%. But the reason why Cole Palmer plays is because he gives you moments. He doesn't play the whole game, like Ronaldinho and, absolutely tearing it up and controlling the game at all. He gives you moments. And sometimes we need moments just to change the game. And he done that last night. He played some lovely balls across. He got a goal as well. So that's why I think we still continue to play Cole Palmer, and Liam Rossini continues to play Cole Palmer, and I don't blame him. Do I fancy him out on the right? No, I think he's better in the 10, but we had Neto out, Esteval out. There was no one else really to play there apart from Cole Palmer, so he's had to play there the last couple of games, and he has. Now we go on to the fourth goal, which again was another great bit of play, I think. Just trying to remember what it was actually. So it was João Pedro. We know that. Yes. Okay, so it is a lovely weighted ball over the top from Cole Palmer. And he feeds in Alejandro Garnacho. And I'm thinking, João Pedro is just across from him. He could just give him the hat-trick. But I really, in my mind, thought, no, he wants to get in on the action and he's going to want to get a goal. But to my surprise, he controls the ball with the outside of his foot lovely just to push it in front of him. And then he takes a couple of touches and he just passes it across to João Pedro, who has the easiest tap-in of his life to get his hat-trick. And what I loved about that after is all the team went over together in the corner flag in front of the Chelsea away fans, and they got João Pedro to do the samba dance, and everyone just looked unified. And it was just great. I mean, we was all enjoying it at that point. We was all absolutely loving it because we haven't had a lot of this recently under Chelsea, under Liam Rossini, under Blue Co. So we're going to enjoy it while we can. So yeah, the game finishes 4-1. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the players that played and just give them a bit of a score out of 10. So we're going to have a bit of a debrief with this one. So Philip Jorgensen didn't really have much to do. I mean, he made a great save with his arm like that, which I thought he'd done quite well with. Done some of the basics well, but I didn't like when he went to pick up the ball and Tammy Abraham knocked it out and obviously caught his hand, but he goes down on the floor. I mean, come on, no, don't need that at all. I think he was quite good on the ball actually. He was good on the ball when the ball was played to him and there was a bit of a press on him. He was able to get it out quite well. I mean, our goalkeeper situation, I'm sort of over it. Sanchez has been great this season, but again, against Arsenal, he showed his vulnerabilities, so weren't too happy with that. Malo Gusto, I think defensively, I don't know if he really had that much to do, if I'm honest with you, defensively. If he did, he obviously done it quite well, because I'm not mentioning anything that he done wrong. He's got involved in a goal as well. He's helped assist. So, yeah, he done his job. So, I think going with them two, so Philip Jorgensen, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. And Malo Gusto, I'll give him a 7.5. Now we go on to Jarell Hato. So Jarell Hato, as I said at the beginning of the video, I think he has definitely come on leaps and bounds. I think the more minutes he's played, the more he's found his groove, the more he's found his piece in this team. I really like how he can get back and forth. He's got quite good fitness levels and he's quite good pace as well. He's really linking up with the team very well, I think, as well. So Jarell Hato, I think, obviously, I'm giving him a harsh critique. Nobody is perfect. Someone said on X yesterday, so basically saying no one's perfect apart from Yamal. No, that's not the case at all. I think everyone has their imperfections on the pitch. I mean, it's split seconds in the game. It's a Premier League game. You're not going to get everything right, especially at 19 years old. So I think I'm going to give him a 7, because I think he maybe could have done a little bit better with their first goal. Moises Caicedo. I mean, yeah, I think he done his job. I think that's all I can say. He done his job. I don't think he was doing anything spectacular and amazing, but he done his job, nice and simple. He played some lovely diagonal balls. He intercepted a few times as well. So I think he done quite well. I'm going to give Caicedo a 7.5 as well, I think. Wesley Fofana, I mean, yeah, it didn't really do much. I mean, apart from have a finger in his eye, and then he come off with what we thought apparent injury, but he's then come out on Twitter and said, basically, I don't know what you mean, because someone said that he went down the tunnel after he got bought off. But I don't think he done anything really spectacular. I'm going to give him a 7. Trevoh Chalobah. Now, I think Trev, again, he done his job. There was a few crosses that come into the box that he dealt with. I mean, there was one at one point that could have been an own goal. I think he just shifted it over the bar. But I think he done his job well. I think set pieces and corners, I think he done his job well. We only conceded one goal, and second half we didn't concede at all. And I think he was pivotal to that. I think he blocked out quite a lot of crosses that were coming in, and that's what you need to do as a defender. So I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. Reece James. Now, you look at his overall game, I think he was magnificent. I think he does such a good job in that holding midfield position, because also when he's back that far as well, he can just ping balls left, right and centre for our young, exciting, quick attack to get onto. But there were moments of vulnerability, I think. He got bullied off the ball a couple of times. He got caught with the ball under his feet. I mean, their second goal that was disallowed, that will come from Reece James. Captain, of course. I think he needs to obviously lead by example. And there's times that he doesn't. But again, I think he did have a pretty good game. Obviously, if that goal had gone in and counted for 2-1, then I probably would have said a bit different. But he got away with that one. I think in the second half, I think he was good. He didn't really put a wrong. It was nice to see him stay on the pitch again. I mean, it's lovely to see. You don't even think about it anymore. Reece James have an injury, so I think it was lovely for Reece James to carry on getting his minutes and actually being in contention. I think definitely in contention from the World Cup squad, most definitely. So I'm going to give Reece an 8 out of 10. Enzo Fernandez. I mean, yeah. I mean, this guy, he loves playing against Villa, doesn't he? He does. He really does. I think he obviously set up João Pedro for the second goal. Very nice bit of play. I think he had an overall good game. Um, and yeah, he was pinging passes across and doing his job quite well. So I'm definitely going to give him an 8. João Pedro. Now, I mean, I can't not give him a 10, can I? And you know what's really annoying? I took him out of my dream team this week because I thought, Arsenal, Villa, Arsenal, going to be a bit tough. But I mean, yeah, he's banged a hat trick in, and he got man of the match as well. His movement off the ball is unbelievable. Since Liam Rossini has come in, he's actually moved and stayed up top. He only comes back, drops back a little bit to grab the ball, and he holds onto it very well when he's got a defender on his back to try and play other people in. And then obviously get on his bike. But what I like as well is when the ball's coming up to the back four and he's up against it, he'll make a diagonal run and maybe make a space for the ball to go into, or he'll drag a defender away for whoever's bringing the ball forward. He makes some really, really clever runs, like really clever runs. He's so good when he's got like 3-4 men on him. He's strong, he's silky, he's skillful, and he can get away from them and then play it off somewhere else. He is a fantastic buy this summer. He obviously started the World Cup, made us all think he was Erling Haaland, he was going to be the next best thing, and then he dropped off under Maresca. Maybe that was a Maresca problem, don't really know. But since Liam Rossini has come in, this man just can't stop scoring, and he is probably, I think, the signing of the summer, I think. So, João Pedro, a 10. Cole Palmer is Cole Palmer. I think it'd be well harsh to give him anything under a 7. I think he did play well. He had his moments and he contributed with a goal and contributed with balls over the top, which then led to goals. There was some silky bits of play. I still think he's showing a bit of rust. Definitely, bless him. He's injured and he's struggling with that, and he's still trying to play for us. Nice to see him score and do the old cold celebration. I think that's nice that he gets involved with it. And he seemed happy when he scores. So we just need him to try and keep scoring because it helps us and it helps him as well. But I think, yeah, Cole Palmer will give him an 8. Alejandro Garnacho. Now, this player, I think, has had his best game in a Chelsea shirt. All right, he hasn't scored like he did against Arsenal, but his all-round game was, I think, the best performance I've seen last night, definitely. I think he linked up with people quite well. I think he gave Matty Cash a hard time. That's why I think he got pulled off at half-time, just because he couldn't deal with him and he put a younger player on. But even Garnacho dealt with that very well, I think. And I loved it that he just went through. Could have probably slotted it past Martinez, but he's put it across for his teammate, João Pedro, to get a hat-trick. Now, that is being part of the team. So I think Garnacho got a 9 last night for me. So let's see who comes on. So Romeo Lavia, he came on in the 75th minute for Malo Gusto. I think the best bit about the Arsenal game was his cameo when he come on, because he just looked so good. He's so good. We forget how good he is because we've barely seen him in a Chelsea shirt. But this guy came on last night. He done his job. It's just as easy as that. I mean, he came on 75th minute. I think we were maybe 3 or 4 1 up by then. So, it was a bit like the pressure's off a little bit. But it's good to see him get minutes in the tank. So he's played for the under-21s for 45 minutes. He had a cameo against Arsenal and a cameo against Villa. I'm pretty sure we might see him against Wrexham. Maybe even start, get 45 to 60 minutes, depending how he feels after yesterday and during training. And another one, Marc Cucurella. Romeo Lavia. I'm just going to give him, out of 10, I'm going to give him probably a 7. Let's just say a 7, because it was just, it is what it is. Marc Cucurella, come back from injury. I think it's great to have him back. I didn't expect to see him at all, actually. I didn't even expect to see him on the bench. And then he comes on in the 80th minute for Enzo Fernandez. And I think, again, it was just a job well done. He could have got an assist. He sort of done a Alejandro Garnacho run over on the left-hand side. I think it was Cole Palmer that sorted him out. I think it was Cole. And he's cut the ball across, and Garnacho has hit it straight at Martinez. Marc Cucurella again, a 7. A 7 for me. I don't think anyone else that came on, really. Oh, yeah, there was. Of course, there was Andre Santos. I mean, 85th minute. I'm not really going to give him a score. And I mean, Liam Delap. Yeah, moving on. So that is Chelsea winning 4-1 at Aston Villa. So that was the squad. I think that takeaway from the game is that we are very bipolar. It doesn't make sense to me that we can have the sort of levels one game and then not the other. I think that just comes down to age and experience. I think I'm probably going to say this the whole time. I think that we definitely need to get into the transfer market, and Blueco need to smash their heads together and actually get a little bit of experience to help these players stay on a continuous level. Like we had it with Jorginho when the year we won the Champions League. We had young players in there like Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount, Fikayo Tomori. Them young kind of players, and also we had Thiago Silva there as well. Just goes to show we won the Champions League with a squad that was relatively young. Havertz, Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount, but we still had experience in there. We had Thiago Silva, we had Rudiger, we had Jorginho, we had them sort of Giroud. We even had Giroud. We had them type of players that are able to be a spine and help that team. So I think they should take note, Blueco, and they should definitely go in and have a look at some players that with more experience and a bit more later 20s, knocking on 30's door for a bit of experience. So yeah, that is it for Chris Chat CFC. I'm so glad we got a win. The sun is shining today. And I will be doing a preview tomorrow for the Wrexham game on the weekend in the FA Cup. So if you like the video and you want more, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Obviously, there's the first of many, so thank you very much for whoever's watching at all. Look forward to being able to get engaged with you on watch-alongs and in the comment section after this. So yeah, thank you very much and peace out.